For the past 45 years, this has been the home of CBC and Radio-Canada in Moncton. But it's all over.
Good morning. Good morning. 5 minutes before 6 o'clock. It is Thursday, June the 18th. Sniff, sniff. Our last day broadcasting from this lovely studio, Studio A, at 250 University Avenue. Gearing up for our big move. As of Monday morning, we'll be on the air in our new digs at 165 Main. I'm going to have to practice that. Mm-hmm. It's not really rolling off the tongue very well compared to 250 University Avenue, but we'll get used to it.
When Brazil scored the only goal of the game, just 7 minutes from time, the crowd went wild. Many people had actually traveled to Moncton expecting to see FIFA Women's World Cup legend Marta play for Brazil.
Okay.
At one point.
It's certainly a day of mixed emotions. It's, as we were saying, we're going on to the next era of CBC Moncton. Very excited about our new building and the new technology, the new surroundings, windows in our studio. So we're looking forward to welcoming people to our open house in September, so stay tuned for that. But certainly difficult to leave this building. I know a lot of people say it is just a building, but it's been a second home for many of us for many, many, many years. So lots of memories, and I'm so grateful for all the great people like Walt that I've worked with over the years. I'm starting to feel like a senior myself, but gung-ho for this next chapter of CBC Moncton, and I really hope all the listeners will come along with us.
When we moved to Moncton 9 years ago and I started coming to work here, I just hoped, I think, that I would just come to work here every day until I retire, which is a very long way off still. So it doesn't even seem real that we're not going to be coming to this building, but the new location, it's beautiful, it's all brand new. It'll be an adjustment, and as my husband says, I don't really like change that much, but we're just going to know that it will be a new adventure, and we'll be with our same team along for the ride, so I'm sure it'll be great.
So we're going to be moving on Monday, which is very exciting. The new location, we've had a chance to check it out and go in, and we've had some training in it, and it's very different from this location, but there are a lot of really exciting features to it, and the windows, the natural light, it's going to be amazing. And of course the technology that is in the new building is very different from what we have now, and so we're going to be able to do so much more than we have been able to do even up to this point. But of course with that, change is always difficult, and not everybody will be coming to the new location with us, so that's hard too. But anyway, it's going to be really, really great when we get in there and get settled, and everybody gets settled into their new workspace.
I don't know, I guess it'll be kind of odd being in a different place. This is where I started at CBC, and this kind of feels like an extension of my arms at this point. Like I can kind of just put my hands without even thinking about what I'm doing. It just kind of comes natural at this point. But it's going to be a fun challenge to learn some different gear. I'm always up for learning different technology and working in a different manner, so it'll be fun in that way. And I guess we'll have windows, as everyone's been saying, so that's kind of nice. And most of our crew are moving to the new building, so at least it'll be familiar faces, you know. So it should be fun.
A little bit of a reunion happening in this half hour. I'm surrounded by some very familiar faces and voices, and we'll be having a conversation with them and hearing we'll share, I guess, our great memories and stories from our years here at CBC Moncton. So that's coming up in a few minutes. Although the change is exciting, we are certainly sorry to say goodbye to this building and its history and tons of memories and some of the people. Oh, I know. Laura, you're blocked by a computer, and I'm so glad I'm not looking at you right now. Some of the people who have made it so special are here with me this morning: Walt Forsey, Laurie Jodry, Brent Taylor, and Michael R. LeBlanc. Hello to all of you.
Hello.
Oh, thank you so much.
I moved over so I can see.
It's like the old times here today.
It is. Nice. Oh, it is so awesome to see all of you guys. All right, Brent, and we'll start with you and we'll move around.
I remember when the studio shut down, or when the when the station shut down at 6 o'clock or whatever it was on a Friday, the air conditioning also shut down. Okay, so the sun sets on the building over Saturday and Sunday, and then we roll in at 5:30 on Monday. It smelled like the CBC Radio Canada wrestling team had worked out all weekend long. That's what I
We
remember
used
of
to
Studio
smoke in the
A.
building at that time.
We
What's
did.
that?
Yeah.
People smoked in the building.
Oh,
at
yeah,
that
that's
time.
right.
I
That's
Yeah.
remember
true.
that as well.
Yeah.
Walt, how about you?
Well, being here today certainly brings back a lot of memories. But whoever comes to own this building in the future, and that wall behind you there, they're going to find a little time capsule. When we were working on Main Street, sometime in the 80s, and this studio was being remodeled, the acoustic tiles were off there, so we put a little note in there about the show we were doing at the time. So I imagine it's still there behind those walls.
Well. I didn't know about that.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Time
We
capsule.
better
Time
alert the
capsule.
people that that's it.
Remember those lip grants when people could get hired for summer studenting? Anyway,
Please support a budding journalist. Is that
supporting
it?
the journal. That's it. That's it. 2 of those weeks included a week at L'Evangeline and 1 week here, and that's the first time I was in this building, in the newsroom, the old newsroom, and I remember clearly one of the first things I did was I sidled up to this fella and asked Brent Taylor if that was his real name.
I have a memory of having our offices just upstairs over this studio, and Eldred Savoy was on the air down here doing a live program, and we were all upstairs. Brent, you were there. I remember it was September 28th.
Wow.
1972.
Nothing wrong with your memory.
Oh,
And
yes.
we were watching TV as the Canadian Team Canada was playing the Russians.
Yes.
yeah.
And Paul Henderson scored that goal.
Yeah.
And we went like mad people, jumping up and down and screaming. And it was and Eldred stood there wondering what's going on up there. It was quite disruptive
I-
to him. Imagine that. So the sounding wasn't that good.
I will not name names, but someone threw a chair through the hallway when Paul Henderson scored. All you heard was this
right.
big roar
Oh,
of everybody
Yeah.
screaming, and then this chair going down the hallway.
Oh,
that
those
was
were the days.
favorite.
All right, thanks again to all of you. Michael Richard LeBlanc, Laurie Jodery, Brent Taylor, and Walt Forsey. It's Monday, June the 22nd. This is Information Morning from our brand new Studio A in Moncton. Well, Walt, last time I spoke with you, we were in our old studios on University Avenue. My, what a difference a few days can make. Here we are in our bright, airy studios, settling right in after a weekend of rehearsals. Hopefully we've worked out all the kinks, but we know listeners will be a little bit forgiving if they hear a couple of hiccups now and then. But we're really enjoying it, enjoying the collaboration already. It's just great to have everybody close together. And if no one has mentioned it to you, the windows, I keep going on and on about the windows, but it really is something to turn around and see, the sun coming up, and haven't seen much sun the last couple of days, but it's great to get a good picture of what it's like out there, and it just, I don't know, it's just a real spirit booster here, so all is well.
Some of the nice things about our new location, it looks fantastic. As you can see, it's bright. We have windows, we can see the trees. And I'm nice and close to the studio now, so John and I can see one another through the whole show, and close to all of the action while the show's going on, so that part has been great. Of course, there are still a few kinks to work out, so we will remain positive and know that today is better than yesterday and tomorrow will be better than today.
Well, the news station is fabulous. Once we got settled in, we had some good dress rehearsals over the weekend, and everything is so different. There's a whole learning curve for us, and anyway, but it just within one day of going to air here in the new location, it's really obvious how much more efficient everything is, and just to have this great space where we're so much closer to one another, it's really going to make a difference in our day-to-day routine for sure.
It's a beautiful spot. It's nice to feel even more part of the team with kind of the open concept, which is always nice, and getting used to the equipment really fast. The team has put up a really nice studio. It's really nice and efficient for sure.